Every year at Congregation, UBC has the honor of bestowing up to 10 honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the estimation of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. It is a very difficult challenge. Many, many people are nominated, and all of them are impressive. Whittling that down by the Tributes Committee to just 10 is a difficult task, to say the least. We have these honorary degrees bestowed at graduation ceremonies such as this for a number of reasons. One is, hopefully it's a good experience for the recipient. Second is that we hope that their lives and their stories will serve as an inspiration to you as you embark upon your journey and think about where your career will take you. Naomi Oreskes is one of these individuals, and I invite her to step forward to receive our highest honor, an honorary doctorate from the University of British Columbia. Mr. Chancellor, Naomi Oreskes is a geologist, a historian of science, and one of the most influential communicators on the pressing issue of climate change. As a professor of the history of science and affiliated professor of earth and planetary sciences at Harvard University, she is best known for her written work and for her public speaking and outreach on the scientific consensus of climate change and the mechanisms of climate denial. Her 2004 essay, Beyond the Ivory Tower, The Scientific Consensus on Climate Change, has been widely cited, both in the United States and abroad, including the Royal Society's publication, A Guide to Facts and Fictions About Climate Change, in the Academy Award-winning film, An Inconvenient Truth, and in the Booker Prize-winning author Ian McEwan's novel, Solar. Her opinion pieces have appeared in the world's foremost newspapers and in the leading scientific and political journals. Her 2010 book, Merchants of Doubt, co-authored with Eric M. Conway, was shortlisted for the Los Angeles Times Book Prize and received the 2011 Watson Davis and Helen Miles Davis Prize from the History of Science Society. In 2017, she was inducted as a fellow into the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and has been the recipient of numerous awards, including the Stephen H. Schneider Award for Outstanding Climate Science Communication, the Frederick Anderson Climate Change Award, and the Center for International Environmental Law, and the Geological Society of America Public Service Award, to name only 3 of many awards. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her exemplary model of publicly engaged scholarship and of her significant impact on the public understanding of human-caused climate change, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa upon Naomi Oreskes. Congratulations.
By authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, Naomi Oreskes, the title and degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Congratulations.
Class of 2018, I can't think of a more distinguished person and a more appropriate person to say a few words to you on this graduation day. Let's give Dr. Oreskes a round of applause.
Well, thank you so much. It is a huge honor to be here with you today and to sign that amazing, beautiful book. Let me start, first of all, by just saying congratulations to each and every one of you for this achievement, for being here today, and for all the hard work that this represents. Also, as the Vice Chancellor said, to thank all the family, the parents, yes, especially the mothers, but also the hardworking dads too, the brothers, the sisters, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles, the friends, the comrades, the roommates, who have helped you to reach this point. Because the reality is that none of us do what we do in life alone. North Americans tend to be very individualistic, particularly in the United States where I live. We glorify the heroic individual, but frankly, the heroic individual is a myth. None of us stands alone. As the great poet once said, no man or woman is an island. And that's particularly true of my own work. It's not just my family and my friends who have supported me to be here, although of course they have, but also that, and conspicuously, the work I have done would not have been possible without the work of literally thousands of climate scientists, thousands of earth scientists, who have worked over the past half a century to understand this planet that we live on and to recognize the ways in which human activities are transforming the planet and not for the better. Not everything we humans do is bad. As we heard, forestry makes our lives better in many, many ways. But that very forestry that we heard about just a few moments ago is now threatened by anthropogenic climate change. What I'm most well known for, what I've received the most public attention for, is a work that in a way isn't even really original, but which constituted recognizing and explaining what so many of my colleagues had done and explaining why it matters to us, to each and every one of you, because all of our lives are going to be affected by climate change. And as often the case with issues that touch on questions of social justice, the people around the world who will be most harmed are in most cases not the people who created this problem. We, the wealthy people living in wealthy industrialized nations, have created this problem, and therefore we have the primary obligation, not the sole obligation, but the primary obligation to address it. Now, a great philosopher once said that knowledge is power, and many of us have been raised to think that. But I want to leave you with one thought today, which is that actually knowledge is not power. A book sitting on its shelf is just a book. I've written books, but I know that my own books sit on shelves. And they're not power, they don't represent power, unless people read them and think about them and think about what action they might take in the world, in their own lives, however small, medium, or large, to act on that knowledge. So what I'd like to leave you with today is the thought that you have had 4 years now, or maybe a little more or less, depending, but about 4 years, being educated and taught by dedicated, creative, brilliant faculty. Faculty who have shared with you the knowledge that they have about this world, both the physical world and the social world. And it's really up to you now to take that knowledge and to turn it into power in your own lives and into this great country of Canada that you live in. Thank you very much.